Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss the start of fall whiskey releases. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Luke Otero, Lenny Eckstein, and Darren McElroy.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, everybody.
We just had the most confusing ever discussion between shows. Lenny didn't know what show we're on, and then he thought we recorded the show between the shows, and he was angry because he said stuff he didn't want on the air, and we're like,
it had everything to do with formatting.
Yeah, it's formatting. It's nothing he did. It's all the formatting. So yeah,
it was too much of a sandwich format for Lenny, and he had
exactly. It was content sandwiched within content.
Yes, he didn't go for that. So yes,
I was clearly wrong.
It's September 2nd, which is George Garvin's birthday, traditional release of birthday bourbon. That is the kickoff to bourbon hunting season. Now, people will deny this. They'll be like, oh, some already came out. You know what? The ones that decide to go before September 2nd, they don't count. I'm sorry. September 2nd kicks off bourbon hunting season. It always has. It always will. And if you want to do, it's like Black Friday. Now, there's companies that will start Black Friday on Monday. We have our Black Friday deals. No, you don't. You have deals going on Monday. Black Friday deals happen on Black Friday still. So you can try to get around the system all you want, but that's on you, not on us. So there you go. So this is the traditional kickoff to bourbon hunting season. We'll talk about, are we excited about any of the fall releases? This is a group that's been in this game for a little while. I think there's certainly less enthusiasm than someone who's brand new to bourbon and thinks this is going to be the year I'm going to get a BTAC. Maybe the whole BTAC collection I'll find this year. I'll get a bunch of the Pappies and all that kind of stuff, and Blanton's will be flowing like rain. So we'll get to that though after the break. For right now, Darren said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, Darren?
So Kyle Neely was in the shop the other day, and he was talking about his neighbor was trying to sell this thing online and kept trying to sell it and ended up putting it by his curb, and then was trying to charge the trash man $20
that someone came by to pick it up out of the I don't know if it was the trash, but then he wanted to charge them for that when he saw someone getting it out of the trash. Okay, go ahead.
So to what extent is your effort worth $20? Because that was what the guy was asking. So how much effort do you need to put in that $20 is no longer worth it? Just take something or go ahead and do it. I don't care. Like,
right.
He tried to charge the garbage man $20?
It might not have been a garbage man.
I think it was someone who randomly
did he post, hey, it's in the trash now?
No,
he just saves in the trash.
No, he just put it on the street, like next to his trash can.
He had been trying to sell it for a long time, and then I guess he finally figured it wouldn't sell, so he put it out of the trash. And lo and behold, here comes someone, pulls up with a car, starts to load it in there. He's like, "Hey, that's $20." So
okay. Okay. Once he puts it there on the curb by the trash, it's fair free game.
And legally that stands up too. He has no ground to stand on. That's been challenged. You can't win that. If you put it with the trash, people can take it out of the trash.
There's a Supreme Court decision.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of with police going through trash for evidence and DNA and all that kind of stuff. But it's been challenged and upheld. Nothing you could do.
So he tried to stop this person for 20. Did these people tell him fuck off?
Yes, yeah,
I would have.
I would have too. Yes, and they did. So, but the other things he was saying is he's got like neighbors and stuff like that. I'll put like a baseball bat for $5 on there, and then you have to deal with people coming to your house, or you have to go meet them. Would you sell anything for $5 on like a Craigslist or something like that? No,
trash.
Not unless it's like volume where you have like
$50 is a cutoff. Kinda.
50.
Kinda like what? You think that's not high enough?
50 if they'll pick it up. 100 is like it needs to be like $100 for it to be like worth like to like it's $50 if like they're gonna come over to my house to pick it up, but I don't really want someone coming to my house anyways, I guess. But it kind of depends on what it is. But like I just am not doing I don't even return stuff sometimes.
Apparently there's a listener of the show that lists a lot of their stuff for sale. It's all in that $5 range and stuff. Remember that conversation, Darren?
I do remember that conversation.
You know what something I've been known to do is like I don't know, maybe you guys feel the same way, I'm curious, but like when I have stuff that I don't want that I'm trying to get rid of, I want somebody else to take it because I don't want to throw it in the trash and have it go to landfill when I know somebody probably wants it and it just seems like a better purpose for it. So I will post it on like the Buena Vista like bargains page where everybody lists used stuff. And I'll say free plus there's a $5 bill taped to it if you get it off my like sidewalk, and I'll tape $5 to it and say, there you go. I'm paying you to make it disappear. That feels better than me throwing it in the trash, and it incents them to come get it.
Yeah. The only thing I deal with on a Craigslist thing or something, I've never sold anything on there. Now, when you're like getting, new furniture or something like that, something that you can't really throw away, but you want to get rid of, I'll put that out for free. And I have put some free things out on Craigslist that people have come and gotten. And again, it just helps you out. It gets the clutter out. If they need it, if they need an old couch or whatever it is, that's a good idea. Then, because what do you do with that stuff? So,
What about selling a vehicle?
I have sold vehicles on Craigslist. Yes, I sold my Jeep. It took like 15 minutes to sell that thing on
Craigslist. Selling vehicles.
I'm like a trade-in only person. I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to deal with I just don't want to deal with anything.
That's
anymore.
just such a scam, though.
I'm only 35, and I already don't want to deal with anything anymore.
Right.
I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with someone messaging like 20 fucking times. I barely want to text back anyone as it is.
Right.
So,
let alone a stranger that's trying to like get me down in prices.
Yeah.
Check this out. So last June, Amy decided she wanted to sell. She has a Suzuki Samurai, awesome vehicle, but it kind of needs some work because it's from 1986. It's old, and anyway, she asked me to sell it. So I listed on Craigslist and immediately get like an avalanche of people curious about it and asking me the dumbest questions ever, like, does it have air conditioning? I'm like, it doesn't have a roof. Like, why do you need air conditioning? Like, how many miles are on it? I don't know. The odometer has already flipped a bazillion times. Anyway, like, people come up, they look at it, kicking tires. Amy decides she doesn't want to sell it. So I tell everybody, sorry, it's not for sale anymore. Now she wants to sell it again. So now, like, you're killing me. I hate this so much. And you're pulling me back and forth on it. I'm about to tape a $5 bill to it.
Royce, we're switching out some stuff in our house right now, and Royce is like, well, you're going to need to be putting this, and this is not my decision to do this. It's Royce's decision to do this. He's like, well, you're going to need to put this stuff for sale on Facebook Marketplace. And I'm like, oh God, like, I just want to throw myself into the river, even just thinking about dealing with these fucking idiots messaging. So is there any problems? No, it listed and said there's no problems. We just don't want this anymore. We're just trying to get rid of it and get some fucking money back because we can't return it. Well, what about just buy it, please, for the love of God. Just fucking buy it. If you don't want it, don't message me anymore. Just buy it. We'll give you the description. Please don't ask questions.
Yep.
Yeah.
God, I'm just dreading it.
Oh, that'll be good.
There you have it, Darren. You tell your buddy it's a no deal. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
$20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$20.
Yeah.
Who's gonna mess with that for $20?
I'm
Yeah.
definitely
I
not
wouldn't be
running
getting out of bed
outside.
for $20. That's not worth it.
Yeah.
I'm not running outside stopping someone from taking trash out of my trash.
Hey, I don't mean to make this successfully long, but I've got one really good story about buying something. I just remembered about this from
Okay.
someone. So I needed another. This is when my son was like, I don't know, 2 years old, and he needed a car seat. And there were a lot of times we were driving other annoying kids around in the back of our car. So we needed a second car seat for like their friends. So I didn't want to buy one new because we barely. Anyway, so I find one listed for sale, and it was like $15. I was like, sweet, I'll go buy that. It's like not even a mile from my house. So I'm driving there and I'm getting pretty close. And as I'm driving there, I see these two kids' heads poked up over a fence, and one of them wings a rock at me. And I'm driving. it hits and cracks my windshield. And I see him drop down and run away. So I'm like, fuck. So I drive around and I go to that house and I pound on the door. I'm like, the fuck? And the guy comes out. He's like, yeah. I'm like, your kid just threw a fucking rock at my windshield and cracked it. And he was like, that was not my kid. And I was like, well, there's two kids. And I watched them do it. And my windshield's a crack. And he goes, hey, I hear you. That wasn't my kid. There's no way my kid did that. That's my kid's friend. And I am sorry, but it's not my kid. And I was like, all right. I mean, what do you say to that? I was like, fine. All right, fine. I'll leave pissed off. I was like, I was like, tell his parents they need to do a better job or something like that. So I leave, get back in my car, look at the map. And I was like, oh, that's the house where the car seat's at. So I go back to the door. I knock again. The guy comes out. And he's like, what? I was like, hey, man, I'm here to pick up that car seat. And he was like, oh. And he's like, you can have it. I was like, no. I was like, it's $15. It wasn't your kid. I don't need to take it. And I bought it from him. But it was such a awkward. Yeah.
That sounds horrendous.
Yeah. So that's why you don't sell shit.
Yeah, exactly. And also, you don't know who the fuck's going to show up to your house.
Yeah.
Like, when I put this stuff for sale, I need to, like, change my profile picture. I need to make a fake Facebook page.
Right.
And I, like, have the profile picture be some, like scary man with a gun or something like that. Like I don't need anyone even know that we're the ones selling it necessarily. Like, I just don't, like, oh, God.
Totally.
Do porch pickups and drop it off at Papa's house.
Here we go. Yeah.
That'll work out well for people showing up to pull shit off his porch.
I've sold one thing ever. One thing. And it was I thought that I needed a juicer.
Okay, yeah, juicer. Yeah.
And it was
cocktails.
fine. I'd used it for a week. And I was like, this thing sucks to clean.
Right.
Like, this sucks cleaning this thing. And so I was like, I'm just going to sell it. And I think I sold it for like $75. I probably spent like $150 on it. And that's like the only thing I ever sold. Like, met up in some like random parking lot, and it was another woman. I'm like, here you go. This thing comes off, just so you know, but take it. Thanks for the money. And I took off.
I bought a lot of stuff off Craigslist, but I haven't sold anything. I like buying stuff. It's cheap. Yeah. And you get the thrill of this may be the day you get killed.
Yeah, you might get fucking murdered.
Yeah,
Like the Craigslist murderers, right? Wasn't that
Get your windshield cracked.
Yeah. Well,
or you might get rocks thrown at you by children. You have no idea.
You never know what's going to
How
happen to you.
exciting day.
Craigslist deals. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there you go. On that note, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'm going to go first. I've got Buzzard's Roost here. This is a barreled strength version of Buzzard's Roost. About more than halfway gone even, so I'm not expecting much, but we'll see. Here we go. Swide on the set. Basie. That could be enough. It could be enough. It was such good base. I may call myself the winner at the end. We'll see what happens. All right. Looks like Darren's most ready to go, so we'll go with him.
I've got some Old Jet Brothers finished in Portuguese Madeira wine barrels.
No.
Nope. That was depressing.
That was depressing. Okay. Yeah, I got the lead. All right. Lenny doesn't believe that, but I do.
Hippo eyes for you.
Yeah. All right. Becca looks like she's ready, so we'll go have her go.
We were just in New York last week. I did not pick this up when I was there, but I've got some Kings County.
Okay. Kings County. Okay. All right. She's got the lead. But sounds like it could be beat. Wasn't much there. Enough to take the lead, though. Lenny, you're next.
I've got a bottle of Still Austin's Cask Strength Bourbon.
Oh, I heard a lot of squeak in there. I didn't hear a cork pop, unfortunately. So
Well, there was like squeak over it.
Becca's got the lead still. So yeah. She squeaked over Lenny's cork pop. Yeah, that's all I heard was the squeaking. Becca has the lead, and what is going to be contested? Lenny's already sent me a text. He's finally official contestant of this. Yeah, but,
as Tim Swyatt would say, I was Lenny'd.
Yes. Evan Nieders talked over the first cork pop he was ever on, and ended up winning because of it. And then he he's a nice guy, so he writes a nice apology to McNew because
like Evan, just own up to it.
Yeah, just live with it. Yeah, he's like, in your face, McNew, you loser. I beat you. Yeah, no, he apologizes. So, yeah. All right, what do you got there, Luke?
I have got Hidden Barn, Single Barrel, the Hometown Barrel, selected by Jackie Zykan.
Nice. Very nice. Not enough.
I think it was.
You think that was enough? No.
Kind of. I mean, maybe enough time passed that I forgot the past, but...
No, Becca wins. Becca won.
Sorry, Lenny.
Yeah,
it's okay.
She blocked Lenny. Cheers.
Did Becca win everyone tonight?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fixed.
It's fixed. Yeah.
It's fixed. Yes. If I'm going to fix it, I'm going to have Becca win all of them. Absolutely.
Yeah, out of all the people, Steve never wants me to win anything, so I can guarantee you it's not fixed if I'm winning.
I don't know about that, but
you never want me to win it. You know it.
I want myself to win is who I want to win, but I didn't win any. So, but it happens. All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about fall releases, what we're interested in. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. We're also sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop focuses exclusively on barrel picks. It's the job of owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot to seek out distilleries that are making the best whiskey in the world, taste through their barrels, and select the ones that are off-profile in the best way possible. They have high standards and refuse to allow anything into their store other than something they would be proud to have their name on. This leads to some really awkward conversations with distilleries that can't make it, but they do it for you, their customers. Learn more about what is going on at their St. Louis-based store by heading over to abvbarrelshop.com. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at neelyfamilydistillery.com.
Hello, this is Matt Rainey, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily. One day when I grow up, I'm going to grow a big boy beard, just like Colonel Steve.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about fall releases.
Yes, we are. So here it is, September 2nd, kickoff of bourbon hunting season. What do you guys think? What do you think? Is there anything out there that you feel you have to have?
What's coming out?
Oh, well, just the usuals. I mean, I don't know. I mean, BTAC, Pappy, Four Roses Limited Edition, Little Book,
Normal thing.
Yellowstone. Yeah.
I'll go first because coming out this way, not very much makes it this way. So if I find something like birthday bourbon, anything of the BTAC, I'll get it. But I seriously doubt this year I'm going to get anything of it just because it's so.
Right.
You know how crazy it is to try and get these bottles now, and yeah. So I'm fine. You know, I was able to Steve finish the Old Fitzgerald. I got all of them.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And a couple of extras, and I did it just here in New Mexico, and then when Heaven Hill used to sell them every now and then, and then they changed their procedure, but. It took me 5 years to get them all, but I got them and I'm drinking them, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. So congrats on that. I mean, for me, the fall releases comes down to two. There's only two that I really highly desire, and that's Little Book. I've got all six. I always try to get two, one to drink, one to keep. I have 6 put away that have never been opened. I want to open them at some point and do some big side by side, but I don't know when that is. I'm still interested I'm still in the acquisition phase. So I got to find one for that. And they're getting a little bit harder to find. So it's getting tougher. So that's worrisome. And then the other one that I like to get, is Yellowstone. So, and usually that one's a little bit easier because I go by the distillery enough. I'll be out there at some point, and you can usually get it there. So,
what about George T. Stagg?
I can't put my hopes and dreams on that. That's a matter, like Luke said. If it happens, it happens. Of course, I want George T. Stagg.
Is that possible anymore?
What's that? It's just not even possible. No, I don't think it is. I feel
like it's an absolute impossibily. Like,
right.
No one puts it on the shelf.
I always had a chance because I would, I was a member of like Total Wine and all that. Well, I don't buy anything at liquor stores anymore. I got my own place and I buy stuff out of our store. I don't get stuff from other stores. So I'm not part of their rewards programs where I'll be in the drawing and you know what, all else fails, maybe I get a Stag at that time. I have no hope of that happening. I mean, and our store's not going to get any George T. Stag. So it is sad.
I've kind of written them off as they don't exist.
Right.
I mean, I know it's a weird take, but that's kind of I view that stuff as it's just.
I just think to me, people get so into that and all about that and got to have that and that's what bourbon is. No, it's not. Bourbon is finding great whiskey that's that you can actually find and drink. And if you get that stuff, I always think it's a bonus. But if you don't, who cares? And there's always a good stuff to buy. It's not like I'm not spending all the money I want to spend on whiskey. I mean, if you don't believe that, ask the warden. I spend too much on whiskey. So, yeah.
And they didn't have Stag last year, did they?
Yes, they had it last year. They didn't have it the year before. This is how old you're. Welcome to old age, Beka. Yeah, it's like 2 years ago. It's like just feels like last year even. So yeah. It happens. It happens to the rest of us.
Yeah, Steve. Like I think like Little Book. Or even Booker's, like when I see those, I would for sure grab either of them.
Right.
And like the buzz out there is like Booker's is easier to get now. Maybe it is. I feel like I see it a little bit more. Even
we are seeing it a little bit come back a little bit stronger.
Like Russell's 13. Like I don't know. I mean,
I'd like to get one of those, but I don't hold out much hope. But more hope than
but they're attainable.
The BTAC and stuff. Right.
Exactly.
It is.
Like one is attainable. You can find it if you. Well, I shouldn't say you can find it. Like. I'm sure you guys, and I think a lot of listeners probably aren't, well, I mean, maybe they're just zoned into their own state, but I find it interesting that various states with various laws have different things show up on the shelves more regularly. And like from Colorado proximity, Wyoming is a state where if you're really after stuff, snoop around, like stuff pops up in Wyoming. Or I'm out in Maine a lot, and the way it's run through the state, like Russell's 13 will show up on the shelf.
Yeah.
So, I think that's kind of interesting just to know where to find things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And letting you travel
not to find things. Canada. Yeah. I was just up in British Columbia. Canada's liquor stores suck.
Yeah, they do.
Sorry, Renee.
We talked to a Canadian distributor, and they said, if you can just literally send us anything, that's all we want.
We'll take anything.
They're like, we don't care if it's a 6-pack or a 12-pack, like just anything that you can send us, we would be happy.
Right.
Yeah.
Give us
no
something.
bourbon hunting in Canada.
No.
Like, please.
So I'm not interested in any of the Pappies or any of that. I'm not finding any of that. I don't care. But I went through and looked at some releases that are supposed to be going out this fall, and I was like, oh, those are interesting if I could get my hands on them. So there's an Evan Williams 10th anniversary single barrel that's coming out at 110 proof.
Okay.
And if I could find that, great. That sounds like a fun time. Old Overholt is one of my favorite mixing whiskeys, and they're coming out with a 10-year version. So stuff like that, I'm more interested in than, what everyone else is hunting. Okay. But I could not care less. But I think there is still enjoyment in the fall season and looking for different things, different big releases.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels is going to release their single malt, and I want that. So,
yeah, I want the Christmas version of 3-chamber. Again, it's not. It's just a Christmas holiday box, but yeah, I want it.
I think it's cool when small distilleries do those seasonal releases.
Yeah,
hard. Like does Neely do a
holiday release? And like the bourbon creams they do, but
creams usually, yeah.
Okay,
that's where they do a holiday release. Yeah.
It takes a lot of planning. Like Deer Hammer, we have it's kind of a biannual, or I don't know, whenever we get around to it, we do a Progeny series release, and we're releasing one. It's our Progeny 4, and we're going to release it this September. And our distributor's like, so we need photos, sell sheets, videos. I was like, I don't have shit. It's still in the barrel. Like, I mean, the label might not even show up in time. It's crazy how much planning is required. Like, you almost have to do it a year ahead of time to have the next year's stuff ready. And props to those brands that can do it. I suck at it.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, Lenny, what's different about the Progeny? Whatever
you can call it Progeny.
Progeny.
Yeah. Well, the short pitch. It's a collaborative project that we do with other Colorado makers that supposedly comes out once a year, but it's never really every year. And this year's release is a collaboration with Carboy Winery. That's I would say it's one of the top wineries in the state of Colorado for our wine producing regions. And it's pretty cool. It's a blend of our American single malt finished in Albarino barrels, finished in cider barrels, all produced by Carboy, and Gewürztraminer brandy, which we distilled the brandy and then took the brandy out of the barrels and poured our single malt back in. So it's all 5-year, matured and finished in their barrels for at least a year, if not longer. So long barrel finish. But all that being said, our distributor doesn't know that. Like, it's still in the damn barrel, but it's pretty tasty. So we'll see. Yeah. I don't think anybody will be hunting it.
Yeah.
But see, that sounds like a limited release you should hunt. That sounds interesting, different, using the local area. Like, that's what I like about limited releases, is that it's different than everything else.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Anyway.
So on that note, there you go. That's what we're looking forward to when it comes to fall releases. Again, not necessarily a huge amount of enthusiasm, but we've been at this a little while, and we know that we don't want to just chase our tail. So we still like to just hunt good whiskey, and that's what our focus is. And we get those fun things when we stumble upon them, for sure. We'll wrap this up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Darren, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at The Bourbon Adventures.
All right, Luke.
You can find us at Santa Fe Boutique Wines on Instagram and Luke Otero on LinkedIn.
All right, Lenny.
You can find me and the rest of Deer Hammer on social media, at Deer Hammer, on the web at deerhammer.com. You can also hop over to sealbox.com and order our bottle shipped direct to your door, and come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado, where I'm plugging our fall releases.
All right, Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got the company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there, including our movie stuff. So you got to check that out. We got a new movie coming out, Colorado Whiskey. Lenny's featured in it. It's great. You're going to love it. So it should be coming to streaming to you very soon. So just be on the lookout. It's going to go in. It's staged. It's not necessarily going to hit one date like a big movie release when it's in theaters. It'll just start popping up on various streaming services. so be on the lookout for that. And come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. If you happen to be in St. Louis, don't make a mistake and miss us. You definitely want to see the place where you can try before you buy all barrel picks, so check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some of the great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro is owned and operated by Russell Creed, who makes stills for the hobby distiller. He offers a one-stop shop for everything the at-home distiller needs. Whether it's a small, experimental stovetop still or something bigger you run outside, he has the still or parts you would have difficulty fabricating yourself if you were trying to build a DIY still project. Additionally, he has resources to assist in creating unique distilled spirits, including heirloom grains, barrels for aging, and recipes. Check out Russell's company online at moonshinestillpro.com. Finally, I have a question for you. Have you ever boxed a bear? Of course not. That'd be silly. Bears really don't follow the rules, so shots in the back of the head, punches to the nuts, and scrums after the bell would be the norm. A better idea would be to enjoy Boxing Bear Whiskey, a brand crafted by Nobleton's Distilling House in Union, Missouri, and sold exclusively at the ABV Barrel Shop in suburban St. Louis. This is a popular offering that sells out quickly, but when you're in town, stop by the ABV Barrel Shop and see if they have it in stock. Better yet, sign up for their email and text distribution over at abvbarrelshop.com, and you'll know exactly when it is in stock. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.